It's been amazing just going through the Wealth and Generosity series, and Pastor has labored a lot to help us understand God's heart for us in the area of financial and material provision. He has taught us a lot about generosity, why we need to be generous. And so today we have the privilege of taking us through the other wing of wealth creation, okay? Because as you can see, the two of them, they work together. Generosity will catalyze wealth creation. The more you're generous, the more your wealth will multiply. But also on the other side, you cannot give what you don't have. So if you don't have the wealth, then it also becomes a challenge for you to be generous. And most of us, I know, we have the heart to give. You're like, God, I want to empty my account, but the account is already empty. It already emptied itself.
Maybe they overturned it.
Yeah, you want to rinse it out and get everything out of it, but really there is nothing to give. So in today's teaching, our desire is by the end of the teaching that everyone here will leave having been practically equipped to begin, if you have not yet begun your wealth creation journey, or to scale if you are already somewhere on the path, or to get to a place of dominion and maintaining the wealth creation for generational impact. Is that okay? Yes.
Amazing. So today we are going to be talking about kingdom wealth building. If you're looking for a topic, kingdom wealth building. So we are going to handle 3 questions. What is kingdom wealth building? Why kingdom wealth building, and how to actually go about it. So by the time we are done with this, you see, we are coaches. We just come with 3 clear, issues to deal with. Yeah, so at least we should know what it is, why it, and how to go about it.
Yes.
Are you excited? Yes, we are talking about money, so be excited. Be very excited about money. So let's set the stage. So when Earth starts, when now we see Genesis 1 and now God is creating everything, luck is not part of it. So the world unfolds where we see God blessing humankind. God does not start this conversation with luck.
Yeah.
Now, all systems on earth right now in the economic system is addressing luck.
Yeah.
But we never started there.
Yeah.
So we have to go back and ask ourselves, how did we start there?
Yeah.
How did we come to that? Every time we talk about wealth, the thing we are thinking is, to move out of poverty. That's the biggest thing that
poverty
you're thinking of going to school so that you can move out of poverty.
Yeah. Thinking of getting married so that
you're getting married so that you can get, maybe a jackpot or something.
Yeah.
You're thinking about inheritance. Everything about wealth, teaching and coaching has been around. How can we become better, get out of this, escape? But are they set in a state where we don't actually talk about luck? If you go to Genesis 1:27, it says, so God blessed them. We started at a place of blessing, but we have turned the equation. Now we start from a place of lack, and we now start talking and dealing. Yes, everything from a lack point. You see now why any wealth, much of the worldly wealth coaching and teaching is already starting from the wrong point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. 28. And God blessed them.
Amen.
And God blessed them. So you're starting from a place of blessing.
Amen. I love
so
it.
Anytime you start thinking from a place of lack, you start tackling the problem wrongly.
Yeah.
So you're looking for the best career so that you can earn well, not the career that God designed for you. Because first you think that you lack. So when you're being advised in those career coaches, the career classes, and when even your parent is telling you choose this against this, it is not an issue of purpose. It's not an issue of what you are supposed to do. It's an issue of you need to do well in life.
Yeah.
But God starts by blessing you.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to this setting. That, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it.
It's amazing.
And have dominion. So then what happens? How do we come to this place that we start off from a foot of blessing and then now we are tackling everything from lack? It's poverty eradication. It's all those philosophies that you hear. Capitalism, communism, every economic system is trying to handle the issue of poverty and lack. But then can we reset ourselves and first go back to the place of blessing?
Yes.
So that now we can come and approach everything and start building wealth from that place. So what happens in the system? Satan shows up and he corrupts the system by telling man, did God really say?
Really say.
And part of that equation is that Satan brings in a philosophy that God knows that you will be. That God knows if you got this knowledge, if you eat this fruit, you're going to be like him. What does that do? That puts man in a place where he starts thinking self-sufficiency rather than God. That is ideally what Satan is trying to take man from. The blessing comes from God. Now he's like, if you actually eat this fruit, you actually don't need God. You're self-sufficient. That's why everything you've been thinking and doing about money, it's trying to make yourself self-sufficient. You're trying to draw yourself out of the original order.
It's crazy.
You see how wealth has come in?
Yeah.
So sin enters through that disobedience. And now you see why sin is the biggest problem when it comes to wealth. That's why when I tell you pastor changed my whole mindset about wealth, this is it. Because for me, all along I had learned all the good things, structures and everything, until I noticed actually sin is the biggest problem. Now you find why in Corinthians now he'll tell us that he became poor. Though he was rich, he became poor so that we could be rich. Because the reset was we first have to deal with what caused us to start looking everything from lack.
Yeah.
And that was sin. The cross is the biggest wealth issue to deal with, or the wealth solution. The
It's
cross.
amazing.
Not school or all these things. It is the cross. There is no other wealth solution other than the cross. So we have to come back to that place first to see Jesus coming in to correct what happened wrong.
Yeah.
We started from a place where God was our source. He sustained us. Then we went to a place of self-sustenance because of sin. So when Christ comes and dies on the cross, he is coming to deal with sin and every implication. Part of this implication is lack and poverty. So that's how the stage is set. That's how the stage is set. So when they tell you to receive Jesus, we are really solving all problems, including money problems.
Love it.
So when you're setting your wealth mindset, you have to start from this place of, I am forgiven.
Yeah.
I am righteous. I am getting back to that place of blessing.
Yes.
So that now we can come and tackle all these issues of wealth. How do we create wealth? If you start tackling wealth from a place of lack and, the only thing you need is to do well in life, you're still missing.
Yeah.
So today we are dealing with kingdom wealth building. So why kingdom wealth? Kingdom wealth, it means there is another maybe way of building wealth.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been called another way, but I know in the space we are, it is the, it's the phrase that has been used, kingdom wealth building. I know you've heard it a lot, so we'll just build on it. Yeah, so we are just going to build on this. One idea that, we were in a place of sufficiency. I don't think Adam ever thought about poverty or lack.
No, he didn't. He had.
Imagine. Yeah. So right now the biggest issue is how can you make and get fair? Those are the problems. So it's about lack. It's about lack.
Yeah.
And we will keep missing the mark if we keep handling it. So the cross becomes the biggest issue when we are talking about wealth. So Jesus comes in, sets the stage. He gives us salvation. That's why he said, when you are singing here, what a beautiful name it is. This name is so beautiful. He says that there is no other name under earth that is given, under heaven that is given that men should be saved.
Yeah.
Your wealth is going to be saved by this name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's no other name that can save it apart from this. And we have to see wealth from that grace point of view. That is by grace that we have received this. That we are being restored first to go back to that place where it's a blessing. That we started from a place of abundance. We didn't, so he says in John 10:10 that yes, the thief comes to steal. So when Satan is going to Adam and he is saying, you guys, you actually can be like God. You actually don't need God. You can be self-sufficient. He is just coming to steal, kill, and destroy you.
Yeah.
So Jesus comes and restores us and gives us life in abundance. You remember Bishop, when Bishop came, and there's a time he said, it's one of the things I write in the books I discuss, he said that, luck is a state where whatever you want, you can't get everything you ever wish or want. Anything, if right now I wanted something and I can't get it, because of one thing or another, most of the time it's a money question. You are in luck.
Yeah.
Now you see, David comes in Psalms 23 and says, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall lack nothing.
Yeah.
So why are we lacking? The Lord stopped being your shepherd.
Where?
Yeah. The Lord stopped being your shepherd. You started doing other things. So everything you're tackling, most likely is not with the Lord being your shepherd. So this is why the kingdom wealth mindset is all about this. Us coming back to that place first of knowing, man, God is your source. He has everything. He has everything. And Christ restores us to that original state of existence. So now we ask ourselves, how do we start now building wealth from that mindset? Where one, I lack nothing.
Yeah.
So you're not getting wealth because you lack. You're becoming wealthy because you have everything. Because you're blessed.
Love it.
It's not, I'm not trying to figure out what do I do to make money because I am so poor, things are very bad. And that's the only question that I'm really, thinking about. So anything that comes my way, becomes the way.
Yeah.
And now you see, when you see the interviews, we keep following. Many, just listening to many people, how did you start this? Then you notice over time, like, there is something missing in this equation. It becomes about self. Everything now starts, it's me, I was poor, our family, when everything is about self. Now go to Deuteronomy 8, verse 17, and I show you something. Deuteronomy 8:17. And thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hath gotten me this wealth. Then go to 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth. So this verse 18, I know we talk more about verse 18, but verse 18 flows from 17, where he says that the biggest trouble in this wealth causes self.
Yeah.
You come to a place you think it is you, not God. So what were we having with Satan in Adam? He is telling them, actually, you can be self-sufficient. Leave God. Like, you don't actually need God. If you only eat this, you can be self-sufficient. So here God is reminding them, you guys, I'm going to bless you. But I know when you start getting this wealth, you will start thinking that it is your hand that made you wealthy and rich. And your hard work. Now you see why all the philosophy and every wealth issue you're learning is work hard, be diligent. You see, even when you're saying be diligent, it's not connected to, the source is not about that God has given you something and you're stewarding it in a diligent manner. No, it is you're being diligent to get.
Yeah.
Now many things are coming. Now, it's like a well has just been sprung. When we come to dead works and the doctrines, what are they called? The elementary doctrines. We talked about dead works. What are dead works? You're trying to work to get. You're not working from a place of rest. So wealth, most of the time, is worked that way.
Yeah.
You're just
hustling.
You're hustling. You see this hustle mentality, you're just hustling.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you see why the cross, I keep coming back here, is the biggest solution to this wealth problem. Because from salvation, we work everything from rest. I am building wealth because I am already blessed. I am literally just producing. Now, when he is telling them in Genesis 1:28, be fruitful, it's because he has already placed the blessing in them.
Yes. Yeah.
You see that connection?
Love it.
Yes. Spirit, soul, and body. It's already there.
It's already inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he tells us that he knew us before he created us. So by the time you're coming on earth, you are already coming with your blessing to be fruitful.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah? You see?
I love it.
So Why kingdom wealth? Why this? And what, so with that introduction, I feel like we've really tackled what it is, and you can now see where we are trying to approach this conversation is. And why should we do this? So Genesis 1:28. So it says that be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion. One of the major reasons why we really need to be wealthy as kingdom people, to have dominion.
Yeah.
You can't really have true dominion if you're not wealthy. You will not have it.
Yeah.
There are places and there are things, there are people we only listen to just because they have money. Have you ever listened to some people and you're like, there is no point? But you have to listen.
And you laugh.
You laugh, you clap.
You clap.
Let me tell you, most of the people clapping, they are more intelligent, than the person speaking.
Yeah.
But you have to listen. They may even stay 1 minute without, forming a sentence, trying to figure out. You're there clapping, laughing. Yes? Now you see why in Proverbs he says, there's the verse. Where is the verse going? There is the poor guy who helped a city win a war. And after the war, nobody remembered him.
Because he was poor.
Yes, because he was poor.
I will not be poor.
So, by the time God is setting earth, he is setting us to have dominion. To have dominion over earth. So, part of this wealth equation is that it is not the only, but it is part of it, of us having dominion.
Yeah.
Thinking just generally about economics, countries, and all these things. The people who are influencing you are people who are wealthy.
Yeah.
Wealth, more than anything else, brings influence.
Yeah.
People get to power because of wealth more than anything else.
Yeah.
You can think, when you have your presidential candidates, the ones who look like they have the ideas, they never see the light of day.
Yeah.
It is the reality.
Yeah.
And so that's why if we have to be influential as kingdom people.
Yeah.
Because what's the end? That we influence this for the kingdom.
Yeah.
As we are doing this, then we have to now pick the things that, will take us there. We have to pick these things. If we don't pick them, then we are still going to miss. There are some things we will want to do and we can't be able to do just because, we've not. So wealth is one of those things.
Yeah.
If we don't build wealth. And so here we shall just be showing you how to now build it with this mindset that I'm blessed. So nobody should live out of here feeling low or you're lacking or those things. Because that was not how you were created.
No.
You have just been taught that, life is hard. Things are tough. That's the only thing you know.
Yeah.
Yes, let me not go where my head is going. Yeah, yes. So Genesis 1:28, we have to be wealthy because of dominion.
Yeah.
The kingdom can't dominate if we are not wealthy. And Pastor was teaching us the other time and giving us the examples of people. And even I think Dr. Longa came and talked of, the wealth that was there. If you look at John, the disciple of Jesus, and that, and how that, and how he would access places just because of being wealthy.
Yeah.
So we have to get wealthy. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy 8:18. Gives us another reason why do we need to be wealthy. So he says, but thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant. God has a big interest in blessing you so that his covenant can be established. At this time he was talking about, the covenant that he, he swore unto their fathers that, be blessed to be a blessing. Which is still, the Abrahamic is the one which we are now in this new covenant. Look, Jesus became poor so that you could be rich. This is the covenant that we are in. Part of God's desire for you to actually be wealthy is because he has to be faithful to his word. Jesus couldn't die for nothing.
Yeah.
That one of the things why he died is so that you could be rich. Now you are here poor.
Hey.
And he died.
Hey.
What a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah? So part of the biggest thing is to establish God's covenant. And if you think now expansively about it, so one is blessing you for that part of the covenant. You remember, people like Solomon, they just received these blessings because of the promise God made to the father David. So the same way God is saying, yes, I've already given this covenant, that in this covenant you'll have to be rich. So one of the things is he needs you, he has blessed you, and he needs you to be wealthy. So if you're not being wealthy, it's just that you don't have some information on how to go about. Know that wealth is not there, or it's not for you. Yeah. So part of this establishment of the covenant is seeing kingdom influence on earth. We need wealth to move this kingdom wherever it is that we need it to go. When you're giving, and the basic, you're tithing. When you tithe, if you look at basic church economics, tithe is like it's the low-hanging fruit. If we all tithed, we're already pushing the kingdom, because ministry is moving, churches are happening, people are being preached. But beyond that, we need to give to the kingdom. We need to go and push the kingdom. We need money to fund it. So you really need to actually get wealthy. If you're not wealthy, then we can only do some ignites. But if we are all if we just have an ignite every month, and remember we are saying, we are not giving, and now you almost are not eating, because you've given out, there is the giving out of poverty that we were taught. But you notice that, this was not that it is the everyday thing that we are always giving out of. It has to move. If we get the systems right, we can always have more than enough to always give. We can do more ignites. We can do more things for the kingdom. You think of the vision that pastor has and the things he keeps saying. Man, we need a lot of finances to sustain it. So this is why we actually need to get it. The other thing that why we need to get wealthy, time to worship God. So it's Exodus 8:1, where God is telling Moses, when Moses is telling them, you let my people go, that they may worship. Some of the reason why you don't come to church, or you are struggling even with soul winning, you're busy working throughout 24 hours. Some people almost don't sleep. So if you look at Genesis and the setup, so God is there. He has blessed them. They have work to do, and we are going to talk about work. But they are also always communing with God. So they have enough time to both work and still commune with God. So lack, one of the things that lack does, and the biggest, is people never get time to ever be with God. You're either sleeping late, you didn't wake up, you slept, you didn't manage to get enough sleep, so you overslept, you didn't do your koinonia, so that day becomes another issue, and you continue in this cycle. So this becomes your cycle. You're waking too early, maybe to get into a matatu, to go, like your life is too busy. You're too busy for God. So God...
Working 10 jobs.
Yes, 10 jobs. You look at people, there are people who are too busy. Too busy for God. So the economics part of lack is that it takes you out of God. And you may think you have a very good excuse. I'm busy. I didn't get time. I was traveling. I was going. I was doing. Every time is about doing. Remember the new covenant, we are coming from a place of rest. That there's a place you get in wealth that you can have time. That you can have time. And we are not saying that wealth is the only way that you get time. We are just telling you that one of the reasons why you may not be having time is that you are not wealthy. So what is wealth? Wealth is the amount of things, the amount of resources you own and you have in control. You are under your control. So that is what wealth could be. If you, at a simpler explanation. So if you have enough, you're able to at least say, I'll take enough to just go spend time with God. Now you can't take enough. You don't have that luxury. Yes. You can buy time with money. You can employ people and become a blessing. But you've also bought time for you to go and spend with God. If you needed to do something, but you had an employee, that day you can decide to take enough. You see? Because you're wealthy. So, that's the stage that we are on. And I'll let Pastor Agi just take it up from there.
So, having established that you are blessed, you're not working for it, you're not fighting for it, that God has already set up systems in His Word, and even the way He has built you as a person, the opportunities He has put around you, that you are already set for success from the get-go. So we are not hustling. We are not begging God to make us prosperous. We already have it. So now we're going to look at practical ways to make the material blessing of God manifest in our lives. You know, how to bring out what is already inside, spirit, soul, and body, that you already have it. I am wealthy. I have all things. I'm well provided for. I lack nothing. But I don't have rent. But after this service, I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't even have fare to come to fitness tomorrow. So how do you bridge those two worlds? Are we there? Are we there? Good. So you realize that what Pastor Nyota has already said from Genesis, the blessing, the progression was be fruitful, multiply, then you will have dominion. So it all begins from the place of being fruitful. And in this context, in the wealth creation journey, fruitfulness equals work. Okay? Most of us have the conception that work is burdensome. It is this curse that was given to us after the fall of Adam. But Pastor has already taught us that work was there even before the fall. All right? That when God made man, he gave him responsibility to name the animals. That's work. You understand? So work is a blessing. And how God is going to bless us materially is by us being fruitful through work. Are we there? So that now we begin to ask ourselves, if indeed God has blessed me and I am blessed of the Lord, I lack nothing, I'm prosperous in all ways, what are the avenues of work around me that God has given me that I can utilize then to produce the wealth that he has already made available for me? How can I package all the great gifts and capabilities that God has given me? In Deuteronomy 8:18, we have seen that he has given us the power. Other versions say ability to produce wealth. So you already have it in you. So how do you then move that potential energy into kinetic energy? Hey. Physics, guys. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Yeah. How can I use the brains that God has given me, which is potential energy, then convert it into wealth? So give me Proverbs 14:23, 24, I think. So work brings profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. Give me the message. Massage it. Hard work always pays off. So even in scripture we see that God has already promised, so long as you're working, there will always be profit. I have not seen, I don't know about, but me, I have not seen anyone who is industrious and they are working God's ability in them and they are not well provided for. It may take time at times, yes, but there is progress. You can tell that I didn't have fare, but at least now I have fare. Now I'm working towards getting enough food. Now I have food. Now I'm working towards getting into a bed sitter. You understand that there is progression. Why? Because in all labor, there is profit. So you put in the work, you get profit, and then you multiply that profit over time, it becomes wealth. Are we seeing how it works? So it begins with being fruitful. You multiply that fruit, and then you get up the ultimate, what Pastor Nyota is talking about, now having dominion, being free to serve God, having more than enough to be a blessing to others, and all those great things. All right? And so in our context and in our world, and Pastor has talked about that, we understand wealth a lot in terms of money, because that is the medium of exchange currently. Maybe later it will be cows again, or goats, and whatever. All right? And you know that money is a reward for solving problems. Simply put, you see a problem, you solve that problem, you get compensated with money or cows if you prefer cows. Are we there? And so
cows. So is dowry part of those things that we compensate? We reward. There's a problem.
They actually see it as compensation. Those who ask for it. For the work they put in raising
the guy comes to your home, and then when those wazes sit, the way you reward them for giving them your daughter is cheap.
They are
it still works today.
Yes. Yes, you're compensated. So the amount of money that you have right now is the direct reflection, do I say it?
Yes,
of the work
yes.
you're putting in, of the value you're giving. And there is no being spiritual about it. You can try. Don't look at your neighbor now. This one, just keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep your eyes on Jesus. So if you work backwards that equation, how to have more resources on this side is to be more fruitful. Yeah. If you plant 5 acres of maize, that is as much as you will harvest. If you plant just an eighth, you cannot go and pray for a miracle on that piece of land. There shall be abundance. Yeah. All right? Are we there? So, now let's look at some of the very practical things that you can begin to harness around you to be fruitful. Okay? So what are some of those opportunities? What are some of those openings? What are some of those doors? What are some of those things that from this sermon today you can say, I can start being fruitful and then now multiply and have dominion?
Amazing. So we are going to look at how. Yeah, we know we have very few minutes, but let's go quickly to how. So how does God give us ability? We said in Deuteronomy 18 that God has given us abilities. So we are going to look at different things that God has given us that we can use to actually make wealth. Number 1, divine instruction.
Yeah.
So God would come once in a while and give you an instruction. Go start something. Go do this. Go invest here. And we've seen it. We also have had many testimonies around. I think it should be Jeremiah around 32, where, God tells Jeremiah to go buy a piece of land. Jeremiah was a real estate mogul. The guy, during the time of Babel, the guy is buying land. The prophet, not the guy.
Yeah.
The prophet.
The prophet
Was a real estate mogul.
Yeah.
And it came from that. If you think about the story of Jacob at Laban, is it Laban or Laban? Laban.
Yeah.
Yes, Laban's place. By the time his payment was in sheep. Laban looks like Laban. Yes. By the time the payment was in sheep, and you remember, it's a vision he got. Yeah. Go and get the speckled sheep and meet them with the others so that, and then he went and negotiated. Remember, he negotiated before he went and did what the vision told him. So you can always get divine instruction.
Yeah.
When you're stuck, now you know how to do koinonia. You can always ask God, what can I do?
What can I do?
Then he will give you an idea or a blessing, something, an instruction. Go do this.
Yeah.
I was, when we were doing this, the hotspot live, I was telling you, I was here during crossover, and Pastor was telling us to pray about the next year and and I asked God about next year. He said, start an incubator. That's how now we are coaching people using the incubator. That was an instruction.
Divine instruction.
I was coaching, but I had never thought of starting an incubator until then. And Pastor Beth was my first student.
client.
And actually, Pastor Beth was told by Pastor to come.
Yeah.
She was the first person I actively now coached. And that's where I developed the process. Now the people who come, they find me with stages and we do, and they feel, I started here.
Yeah.
She was the guinea pig. And she has done well.
Done well, yes.
So you see, an instruction is one of the ways. Isaac, God tells him, go invest in this land. I know it's during a famine. So divine instruction is a big place that God has provided for you to go and make wealth.
Yes. The second thing is divine positioning. Okay? And God, in his love and wisdom, he sets us up and puts us in spaces that already enable us to succeed. For example, you could be born in a family that is gifted in a certain area. Maybe your people are craftsmen, and so just by being in that family, you already know how to be a craftsperson. So instead of overthinking, not crafty, but without thinking much, it's something that you can start doing. Your mother was a good cook and you used to watch her cooking, so it's already something you can start. And as you think about your other big dreams, okay? We are talking about being fruitful, just the place of fruitfulness. You are in a country that has a stable political stability and already enables you to run a business without fearing instability, or the economy is pretty stable. So the fact that God has placed you in certain environments, they already give you certain privileges and opportunities for you to start being fruitful.
Amazing. We have about 2 or 4 minutes. Number 3, skill sets or professional training.
Yeah.
You know, most people think that when you go to school, it is yourself who is making you rich. But it's God who has. Do you know there are people who go to school and don't get anything?
Yeah.
Did you people go to schools? Why are you pretending that everybody in that class was getting?
They are the
Maybe you're the ones who was not getting.
Yeah.
Yes, now, so that we don't judge people.
Yeah.
There are people who may sit in a class and don't get anything.
Yeah.
You went to school.
Yeah.
You got everything, something. Yes, you got something. And you're able now to earn a living. God has worked with you. Yes. Yes.
We are all getting it here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So your skill set is a way that God has. I want you to look at all these things from the lens of God.
Yeah.
Not that the world has given you that education. There are people who lacked school fees and they went up to maybe class 8. And you'll hear them saying, I went up to class 8 or grade maybe 8. And that's why maybe my life is like this.
Yeah.
You've gone all the way
to university.
So you have a skill that you can use.
Yeah.
So while you're using that skill, behind your mind, remember, this is a way that God has blessed me.
Yeah.
God gave your parents the desire to take you to school.
Yeah.
Where we stay, we have Maasai's where we stay.
Yeah.
And there are days I just see the children, the little boys, just going to herd cattle throughout, even when people are in school. You can imagine. Yeah. Already that person has already lost a bit.
Yeah.
But your parent took you to school. So that's a way that, and we can see like even through scripture, Paul had a skill. He was a tent maker. He was not crying because God has told him to spread the gospel. He had a skill that he could use to tent make, and he would go and do that, but still do the gospel. So you're not limited just because maybe you are a pastor or you're in the ministry and you want to do this full time. No, if you have a skill, see it as a space. We are not the ones who tell you that skills are bad or being employed is bad. No, you can build a lot of wealth by just being employed. And we've seen some of the richest people on earth. I think now Steve Ballmer, the one for Microsoft. The guy was just an employee. He was not even, part of the initial shareholders. By the time he is now retiring from Microsoft, he's even richer than Bill Gates, who started Microsoft. He went and buying shares from that company.
That's amazing.
It was a skill that took him there. Now he is wealthier than Bill Gates in Microsoft Holdings. You see? So skills is a big place. There are people in companies which give shares to their employees. Like there are many opportunities. Don't think that this notion that it's only business, it's an imbalanced notion that it's only business that can make you wealth. Then we are limiting God. So if everybody is not now in business, then they are not. It means God cannot bless you. You can't tell God that this is the only way. What if tomorrow He comes and gives you $1 billion? Do you know there are also many people poor in business?
Very many, actually.
Very many.
Actually, that's a strong point, because in our experience in coaching, one of the challenges we've seen is there is a bug for doing business. Everyone wants to do a business. Oh, I'm tired of employment. I want free time. If you want free time, don't start a business. There is no free time in running a business.
You're actually freer in employment.
You're actually freer in your Kanjo employment. You're freer in your Muhindi. Yes, because after 5, no one can call you. In your business,
24 hours.
You will work until midnight because you are the engine, you are the everything. You understand? all night. There is no leave. There's nothing. You take a power knife and you continue. But here's the thing, guys. Remember, we are talking about God being the source, right? And God can provide for you adequately anywhere, even in employment. And I'll give the example of Auntie Itago. She's earning more than $1 million as an employee. Tell me how many business people who are getting $1 million per month
in profit.
In profit. Yes. How many do you know? Are you seeing? So it's a delusion that I want to start a business so that. Start the business if God has led you to start the business.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll not have the capacity to take it to the end. You will give up, then you're crying, God has left me. You are just not wise.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can clap for us. Yes, okay, let's keep moving. I hope we are learning. Right.
Yes, at this stage.
Aw.
Those babies. Yeah.
Where? The syllabus is running too fast.
Come back here.
Yes, so the fourth point is gifts and abilities, gifts and natural abilities. The Bible in 1 Peter 4:10, the Bible says, God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Of course, the context here was the spiritual gifts, as it were, but even the other natural abilities that God has given you, if we use this context, they are gifts. They are things that you don't have to work hard for. Probably just wake up in the morning and you can sing very well. There are some of us, even after coaching and training, vocal training, we cannot do it, because for you it is a gift that God gave you. Like me, I'm a good communicator. I can write, I can edit books well, and it's a gift. Of course, there is work that goes into developing the gift to be more fruitful and to multiply for dominion. But from the starting point, what is in your hand? What is that gift? What can you just do naturally without thinking too much? Can you talk? You are always the noisemaker in class. That's a gift that you can package. People always laugh at your jokes. That's a gift. You're gifted. You can package that into a service or a product and you serve others. And like we said, money is a reward for solving problem. So you make us laugh. You have solved our gloominess problem. We pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? So everyone has something, and that's all we are saying. Everyone has something. So what is that thing? Probably you've been ignoring it. You're like, you have a keen eye for detail. Mm-hmm. There are companies that need that for them to make profit, and they will compensate you for that. So what is that gift, that natural ability that you have that you can package and use it to serve others and in return be compensated with money?
Yeah, so number 5, ideas that solve a certain need in society. Ideas that solve a certain need in society. Man, imagine, at least you should be somewhere this that we are sharing. You can't move out of here and say you are also stuck. You don't know where to start. Yeah. Every time we keep praying and reciting here, we confess that, give us ideas to make wealth. So do you want to say that God is a liar? That God has given you no idea?
Yeah.
Like, you're stuck and you can't make any money just because you're just lazy. Yeah. You're just lazy. There is no other.
Yeah.
Look, COVID came, we did masks. Now masks are not there. Yeah. That was an opportunity then. Yeah. I remember when I was still working, we had very many layoffs. The people who were in contract were laid off. And one of our people who was laid off went and started selling masks. The guy was even making more than when he was employed.
Yeah.
And he was making us wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder. What's happening?
Yeah.
So, and that was an opportunity then.
Yeah.
When COVID came, now he got another job. But that time, he never borrowed. He never moved out of his house.
Yeah.
And he was making even more. And he just said, okay, I know I was employed in a bank, but it's okay. I'm an economist. Yeah. I'm going to go out and sell masks because they are moving now, and I've been also laid off. This was just someone who was not lazy.
Yeah.
So you can have there are so many ideas.
Yeah.
Look at, do you live in a neighborhood where people don't have water? Provide water. Do you live in a place where people
need cleaning?
Cleaning.
Yeah.
Go clean. I look at the money we spend on our cleaning lady.
Every week.
Yeah. Man, I'm like, this is someone, if someone is around me and we know and they don't have something.
Yeah. Who is tithing?
Yes, who is tithing, a tithing church member.
Yeah.
Like this was, you could reward them with it. So just look around. You will not lack.
Yes. And the final one, which for amazing reasons is my personal favorite, is whatever your hands find to do. That is my favorite. So maybe you're saying, oh, Percy, I don't have a talent. Oh, I didn't go to school. I don't have a professional skill. We didn't have money for it. Oh, I was not born in privilege. There was no business in my family. Whatever your hands find to do. All right?
Yeah.
Some of us are disillusioned because of the dreams we had growing up. I wanted to be a doctor. A dentist. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I'm sorry, it didn't happen. Yeah. Like honestly, I'm sorry it didn't happen. Even me, I wanted to be a lawyer.
She's here pastoring.
You understand? But now, from where you are, having understood the blessing that God has already blessed you with, what can your hands find to do? And I'll give a short story as we conclude with my journey. I think in my journey, I have done a lot of things. I've been a waiter when I was in campus. I've been a waiter. I have done promotions. You know these people that are doing promotions in supermarkets, telling you the benefits of chewing Orbit. If you ask me, I can tell you I did promo for Orbit, and I used that money to pay my part of my tuition while in uni. You understand? After uni, graduated with a degree in law. And I was, long story, I was in that space of sensing God's calling for my life. Then my cute plan was to become a missionary in Turkana or wherever. Then COVID happened and that plan just wasn't happening. And I was home for 6 months, for about 8 months, wondering what can I do. Then I'm like, I can write. I started writing my first book. In that season, that's when I wrote my first book, and it's because of that first book that now we have a publishing business, which is actually the biggest income source for us right now.
Yeah. Okay.
After I finished writing the book, in June, July, published it. I'm home. I'm like, there's nowhere I'm going until next year because of the COVID season. What can I do? I don't like just being at home, washing dishes and sleeping and being online. Then I wouldn't say God spoke to me in a dream or vision. I just had this rational thinking. God has called me into ministry. I'm waiting to go to Turkana. And my church is also doing ministry. See, I begin there. Then I looked for Pasi one Sunday after service, shaking, like, Pastor, verbatim, Pastor, I have a lot of time. I have a lot of skills. What can I do? And that is how my journey in working in RATC began. That time, RATC was not as it is right now, busy with a lot of work. So Pastor and Mama, and they struggled to find work for me. I told them, even if you give me a seat and I sit there and pray and give me prayer items for the church, I just want to do something. And I created my own JD. And most of the things that I've done in RATC so far, I see the need. I talk to Pastor about it. I do it. Are you seeing what I'm saying? You can begin somewhere. Probably you're like where I was in 2020. All you have is time. Volunteer somewhere. Knock on doors. I was telling my husband, I struggle to understand why someone can be jobless for 3 months. I'm sorry. I struggle. Because wake up. Yeah, wake up. If you're jobless, please hear me. Wake up tomorrow, shower well, knock on several doors. Go in a hotel, tell them I want to wash your dishes. You understand what I'm saying? Go buy sweets and start selling on the road. Buy fruits, you have 100, but buy fruits, you sell double the price, you have 200 by the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Start somewhere, do something. Be fruitful, then you can multiply. You won't multiply laziness or sleeping or, you know what I'm saying? We all have something. Yeah.
Amazing. Colossians 2:23. Yeah, this is biblical. You may think it is not. This is not just wealth. Colossians 2:23. Whatsoever thy hand finds to do it, as if you're doing it unto the which things have indeed. No. Where is? Oh, did we write the right one? No, it's not that one.
3. It's 3:23.
3:23. Yes, 3:23, not 2. Yes. And whatsoever ye do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Yes, maybe a better version which will tell you, whatsoever thy hand finds to do it. Lamentations 3:27. Bear your yoke while you're young. Some of you're young, you're just lamenting, you're saying every day how you don't have things to, and you're young. A time is coming when you'll be old. You'll not even have the energy to go around. Man, I did network marketing. I know people have talked a lot about it. I've done it. I would walk to Rongai in the scorching sun with my shoe one side. You know, one side because of walking, trying to sell. I did second-hand clothes, Mutumba, when in campus. Yes, you would come to my room and find ladies throwing things. Like they are just, it's chagua, choose, for international students, yeah? So, yes, you can do, so we'll finish this way so that we get some few moments for the question time. We will finish
with the cash flow quadrant.
Yeah. So,
let me just take us quickly through this. It's a concept by Robert Kiyosaki, where he gives the different stages that you can make income from. And this is our proposition to you. Based on the 3 points that we're talking about, being fruitful, multiply, and have dominion. So the place of fruitfulness could be in employment, like we've said, or in running a small business, what we'll call self-employment. At that stage, the amount of money that you get is equivalent to the amount of time that you put in. And that is where most of us are at. Please put in the time now. All right? Put in the time. Give yourself time. Whatever God has told you to do, don't quit on it. Give it time. Don't start your business tomorrow and then next week you're like, oh, no one is buying from me. Keep at it. If you're employed, allow yourself to grow through the journey of professional growth. In time, the goal is for us to get to a place where we are not earning from the time we are trading, but our money is working for us. And that is why owning a business and being an investor comes in. Okay? So owning a business is where your small enterprise has grown to a place where it is not just subsistence farming, it's not just feeding you alone, you're not creating opportunities for others, you have systems that are able to multiply your money quicker even when you're not there, etc. And then investment, all of us can be investors. In the budgeting tool that Pastor has shared, we have the 20%, you remember the 20%? Which is for savings and investment. Everyone here from today can be an investor. That's your 20%. And there are many things. Just go Google, random Google, how can I invest in Kenya today? They will give you options. We don't even need to teach that in church, okay? Get an MMF, join an investment group, get someone probably in the community here whose idea you can bank on and tell them, Pastor Beth, I believe in what you're doing. I can't do it, but I can put my money on you and allow her to grow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all of us can be investors at whatever level. Your 100 bob, put it in ZD. It will give you 0.5 cents tomorrow. It's growth. With time, it will multiply into the wealth that we are talking about. Is that okay? I think that's a good place to end it, Pastor.
Yes, that's a good place to end. Thank you, Pastor.